Good morning, everybody. We're going to activate full self-driving today and see how it does today. We're going to activate FSD and see how it does. This is hardware 3. It always takes forever to get started. It does this every single time. It never used to do it with the old software versions, but with this one it does. We are headed to Nashville, Tennessee. I don't usually use a lot of FSD in Nashville because the drivers are crazy, but this will be a good experience to document this and see how it drives. We got people coming and we're gonna stop. Oh, getting too close for my comfort, but thankfully everything was good. It's too comfortable around people now. It kind of makes me nervous a little bit sometimes. It used to be very cautious, and I preferred it. So it still gets distracted by water. It gets scared by water. I guess it just doesn't know what it is. It could be a pit. It could be a giant hole the car is trying to prevent us from getting into. But it does, when it sees water, it gets kind of shaky. The speed limit is 20. This is a residential area. We're driving like under 20, which is good. We have a 40-minute drive, so if it is doing great and I'm not taking over, I'm gonna speed up those parts of the video. Let's turn the cameras on too, so you can. Oh, why did we do that? That was completely unnecessary. That car was very far away. I feel like this latest software version is very cautious, very wary of other cars, but people is more comfortable with, and it's not as smooth. This is 12.5.4.2. This is hardware 3. This is hardware 3. This is the highest you can go on hardware 3 right now. There is another software version that is one up this. I think it's 6 dot something. 12 dot. It is 12.6 dot something. Or 5.6. Something 6 related. That is the latest version, but only hardware 4 is getting that right now. That makes me sometimes feel like hardware 3's getting left behind, like it's obsolete. And this car is not that old. This is 2 years old. I bought this in 2022. FSD was terrible at that time. It was not worth it at all. I paid $12,000 for it, and now you can just get it for $100 a month. So it feels like it was a terrible decision. But I use it most of the times, like 99% of the times, 99.9% of the times. And right now, Tesla is giving you the ability to transfer FSD to a new car as well. So that's going to be a hardware 4. Especially if you buy a Cybertruck, it's more than hardware 4. It's like hardware 4.5. But I have not heard good things about FSD on Cybertruck yet. It's not as comfortable to drive as the other cars, Model 3, Model Y, the sexy cars, SE, XY. They're doing better on FSD. Obviously, they've had more time, more data to learn, so they'll do better, but I'm pretty sure they can tweak that data for Cybertruck as well. I'm not sure if they use the front camera on the Cybertruck for FSD trading. That'll be something that might make all these codes for different hardwares different and more complex. But right now Elon Musk has completely devoted his time, attention, and everything on hardware 4. Hardware 3 is being lagged behind weeks, sometimes if not months. Most of the cars have hardware 3 on it, so a lot of people are getting pissed out about it. A lot of people are getting pissed about it. Understandably, they paid a lot of money for FSD. Some people paid $15,000 for FSD, and now they're stuck at inferior software, whereas all these new cars are getting the latest and the greatest. And a car, you can't buy a car every 2 to 3 years. Cars are expensive, especially Teslas. $50,000 to $100,000 if you're buying a Cybertruck. I'm gonna take over here because this is not safe. The car was trying to race that truck. Re-engage. That was a disengagement. Either go aggressively, overtake the car, or slow down and let them merge. It was kind of doing something in the middle, so that wasn't safe, so I took over for that. But going back to what I was saying, hardware 4 is what Elon is focusing on, and it looks like hardware 3 is going to suffer in the short term, at least short to medium term. Long term, I think and I believe that Elon will give everybody the hardware 4 retrofit, so everybody's cameras will probably get upgraded to hardware 4. They're 5 megapixel cameras. Hardware 2, I believe, is 1.25 megapixel cameras. So obviously you can see more depth, you can see more information, more pixels, and all the new softwares will be trained on hardware 4 and then later adjusted for hardware 3, so hardware 3 can get the latest updates. But it's going to keep lagging behind more and more till everybody's cameras and computer in the car gets updated to the new one. Elon has done this again, once already, and I do not doubt that he will do it again. But obviously, Tesla will try as hard as possible to make this a software solution, and so they don't have to replace hardware, because obviously that's going to cost more money. And it's understandable. If I was Tesla, if I was a business, I would try to do the same. Tesla's main goal is, any company's main goal is to make as much profit as possible for their shareholders. So it's understandable that they would go that route first before they give a free upgrade to everybody. But hardware 3 is going to feel and look more and more obsolete with every software update. That is what I believe. Like, we have a merge lane. This is a merge lane. Okay, it is not merging well. Thankfully, the person behind me, well, it looked like he was gonna give me space, but then he accelerated, like, you know. But we merged. It was a little unsafe, but we merged. We are going to keep this lane. Let's select minimal lane changes from FSD, because I don't like when it changes lanes again and again. So we're on the interstate now, and on the interstate, FSD does wonders. But again, do you even need FSD on the interstates? Because autopilot is perfect. That's where you start asking yourself the question, is FSD worth it? It braked very aggressively there. Again, merging. We're not letting this one. Okay, so I'm gonna take over again. Merging is bad. Merging is not great. So we were supposed to let that car merge in that lane, and we were supposed to go in this lane so they can merge the interstate. It used to be able to do that, but this software, the latest one, was more of a step back compared to the old one. The most improvement, obviously, was the ASS, Automatic Smart Summon. Like, they want, right now you can see we are very, very unsure to what the car wants to do. It was trying to go, but it was not going, and confusing the other car as well because they wanted to merge in this left lane. So sometimes it performs great in some scenarios, like obviously these edge case scenarios, we don't do as good. And I believe that some of the previous softwares used to perform better. It's more of every software update is more like we take 3 steps forward and then we go 2 steps back. We are making progress overall, but you can see it's not 100% improvement. Some things improve and then other things get worse. But then next software update, we improve something else. Elon Musk again said this year we would have solved full self-driving by the end of this year. We are almost at the end of the year, and it does not look like it will be solved anytime soon. Not this year, probably not next year. It's gonna take some time. And I question the camera-only solution. Version 13 might be a little bit better because they're going to start taking input, sound input as well. So if there's an ambulance, FSD will start reacting to it. Tesla AI has posted something about that, and I'll post that up here. I think they will make significant improvement with the hardware 4. And then retrofit the software to run on hardware 3. That's what I believe. But we'll see how it goes. The next leap forward will be version 13 though. Elon has said multiple times version 13 will be very good, which again, we've been saying that forever, but version 13 he said would be FSD unsupervised. I highly doubt it, but again, it will be a significant improvement from what we have right now. I'm very confident on that. So attention monitoring is active right now. Monday to Friday. Okay, I need to change this lane. These people do not let you merge or change lanes here. Welcome to Nashville, guys. Nashville drivers are the best. We are braking for whatever reason right now, so I had to press the accelerator so the car behind me does not run into me. The phantom braking is still present. That is significantly better than what it was, but it still will just randomly brake. Thankfully, there's not a lot of traffic right now, so you can experiment with stuff like this. I did let it brake because it was safe to, but eventually I did have to I had to tap the accelerator to tell it there's nothing there, just go. Even though they have activated hands-free, I still like to keep my hands close. the steering wheel so I can just take over immediately. But obviously you can see it does not give you as many nudges like it used to. That was actually really annoying. It still does that if active monitoring is not available. So if it's too dark, it's going to do the same thing. Or if you're wearing sunglasses, I believe it still does the same thing. I never wear sunglasses, so I don't worry about that. And the highway stack right now is different from what we run on the city streets. I believe version 13 will merge those two, and it'll just be a single stack everywhere. So it'll just be auto speed. You won't be able to change the speed limit. It'll just automatically decide what speed the car will go, what speed the car will choose to drive at. What hardware do you guys think will be able to solve FSD? Will it be hardware 4? I know it's not going to be hardware 3. Will it be hardware 4 or will it be hardware 5? And then how many iterations of hardware do we have to change to actually get to FSD? That's the question that I ask myself all the time, and nobody knows the answer to that. Because right now, hardware 3 is already obsolete. I believe hardware 3 is obsolete. It does okay, but will it more progress? We'll find out. We'll see. Hardware 4 is going to get better, significantly better. But when does hardware 5 come out? So if you're buying a car right now that's hardware 4, when will that get obsolete? Next year? Or in 2026? You guys tell me what you think about that. You can change a 4 every 2 to 3 years. You can't change a car every 2 to 3 years. Cars are very expensive. Phones are $1,000. These cars on average are like $50,000 to $65,000. And the people who have significant income, like YouTubers making like $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 a month, they can buy new cars and test FSD. But a normal person like you and me, you probably won't be able to. And hardware 3 will keep improving, don't get me wrong, but it will never reach full self-driving unsupervised. It will always stay supervised. Just the camera quality is different. Camera quality on hardware 4 is way better than 3. And 5 will be even better. Let me change the lane and go in the fast lane real quick because we are stuck behind this car. Maybe I should turn minimal lane changes off. I usually don't like repeated lane changes. I usually just like stick to one lane and drive there. lot of police out today as well. Today is Thanksgiving. Today is Thanksgiving. Today is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We are going about 80 miles an hour. That's traffic speed. Speed is set to 85. I think FSD, it drives better at night. You guys tell me if you have FSD and have you experienced that. FSD would drive better at night compared to daytime. I'm not sure why. Let me know in the comments down below if you've experienced the same thing. Multiple times because people are using phones and they don't stay in the lane. Sometimes they kind of slip out of the lane. And FSD has not been compensating for that, so you have to take over. You have to pay attention and take over immediately so you can avoid the car. Those are the kind of edge case scenarios that need improvement. They need to collect more data from that. I'm pretty sure they are. So, okay. So there's this emergency vehicle over here, and we were going straight still. Obviously, the normal etiquette is you would move over one lane, and then go back to that lane. These things still need to be programmed. Over, let's slow down a little bit. Like Tesla was able to do all these things. So if the speed slows down to 65, just slow down. It was still going 85 miles an hour, so that's another step back. Step up is the automatic smart summon. I'll make a video of that as well. I showed automatic smart summon to a couple of my friends and they were very surprised. They could not believe the car is driving itself and coming to me. That is very good now. But is it just a gimmick or is it actually usable? I don't know. It was raining one time and I used it. It did not work, so it's not really useful right now. It's just a gimmick. It does that. Okay, good. feature, and it has improved significantly. I adjust the speed a lot when I'm driving FSD, or sometimes I'll manage lane changes because I just don't prefer the speed or the lane that FSD is choosing. Like we're changing lanes right now. Sure, it's fine, so I'm not going to intervene. But there are potholes over here that we just went right over. We have a lot of potholes in the Nashville area. Same was the case in Michigan when I was in Michigan. Virginia had by far the best roads. I'm not sure about the DC area, but like out in the boonies, they had good roads. lane change was completely useless. We could have stayed in this lane the whole time. I don't like making unnecessary lane changes. I pick a lane and I just drive there. So here we have to take a right, so I would have just stayed in this lane. If we're just going straight for miles and miles, I'm just going to go in the fast lane and drive there. in exits. There was one point that it used to miss exits all the time. It slows down too much for these exits. I would have stayed around 40, 45, taken this exit, but whatever. Once FSD is actually completed, this will be very safe. Very safe. Especially look at those people driving crazy, changing 3 lanes at the same time. That's gonna go away. Accidents are gonna go away. Traffic's gonna go away. All traffic is human inefficiency. People are using their phone, they're looking down. That's how traffic is created. Cars will be able to talk to each other. Lane changes will be seamless. Merges will be seamless. Changing or exits, taking an exit, merging onto interstate from an exit. All these things will be very seamless, and there will be no traffic. We won't need a speed limit. Speed limits will probably go up, all of them. 55 will be 80. 70, 75 will be 100, 110. Why go slow? Traveling through road will become faster once it's solved, but that's still, it's going to take some time. I just do not think it's going to be happening this year or next year. Trump winning will help a little bit with regulation. The $7,500 tax credit is going to go away. So EVs will be a little bit more expensive. Tesla can cut their prices, but other EV companies cannot. They're already losing money on it. So I'm interested to see market share wise what happens. At least in North America, I think Tesla is going to get more market share in the next 4 years. Tesla. You just go online and order a Tesla like you order anything else from Amazon. Just everything is online through their app. Seamless. You don't have to talk to a person. You don't have to haggle them down, negotiate the price, none of that stuff. And then you have to haggle with the finance person. They're gonna upcharge you and everything. It's just a flat price. It's for everybody. It's the same thing. It's just perfect. Let me know if you guys are interested in how to buy a Tesla. I can make a video on how to order one and what the process looks like. They have charging stations over there. I don't know what that is. Is that a Volvo? Alright guys, we are here. It's trying to go left, which is not correct because parking is to the right. I'm gonna find a parking spot over here and that's gonna be it for this drive. Alright guys, thank you for watching.